Jolly's is a growing pet food retailer, and in recent times it has followed into Pets at Home's footsteps and is now growing at a pretty decent clip. Now in this video I'm going to share some of the products I wish they stopped selling, because I do not think these products are very good for your dog. The first one is the Kong paste, and this is the puppy, but I am sure they are all pretty much very similar. The ingredients are milk, water, soybean oil, whey protein concentrate, dextrose, which is a form of sugar, modified cornstarch, sodium phosphate, dried chicken, maltodextrin, salt, kaolin, lactic acid, and a wide array and a big list of other ingredients. I am not really even sure what they would do. The main thing to remember whenever you give your dog a treat is that the more natural the better. If you are looking for something to put in your Kong, and Kong are wonderful products, something natural, something like a 100% chicken cube or duck cube or anything that's 100% meat will be a lot better than dextrose, modified cornstarch, etc. Obviously, the more processed something is, the worse it will be for our dogs. Something like natural chicken flavor, for example, or maltodextrin cannot be very good ingredients for our dogs, in our opinion. The number two is these bakers, and these are the whirlers, the bacon and cheese dog chews. I am always skeptical whenever I say bacon or cheese in a dog treat for our pets, and the ingredients, in my opinion, are a bit of a car crash. The first ingredient is cereals. I do not adhere to putting cereals in pet food. We then have vegetable protein extracts, which is very vague. We then get into the glycerol and various sugars. Again, we see sugar in pet food. We would like to see sugar eradicated from pet food altogether. We get meat and animal derivatives, and that's only 4%. Oils and fats, milk and milk derivatives, and cheese powder, which is 0.2%. Whirlers, there are no for me. James Wellbeloved, and these are the senior dog turkey and rice and veg. I'm very sure that any other modalities will be very similar. Now, the ingredients are quite something, if you ask me. We get turkey, which is 27%, that's really good. Rice, which is 5.5%, which is not that good. I don't like rice in pet food. Rice is a grain, it's hard to digest, it's a high glycemic carbohydrate, it's not biologically appropriate for dogs, but is a small quantity, even though it's pre-cooked, so it's likely to be double or treble the amount of rice they put here. Carrots and peas, okay. And then we get into dextrose again, which is a form of sugar. We would like to see every sugar and every sugar variety in pet food to be eradicated. I do not think that our pets should be given dextrose as it is. Any sugar coming from veg, any sugar coming from anything else, everything converts into sugar. However, we know that dogs make their own blood sugar from a process called gluconeogenesis from simply protein and fat. So dextrose, in my opinion, has to be out. The next one is Chappie, and Chappie is a very controversial sort of dog food. It is recommended to settle tummies, and I cannot really understand why, because the ingredients here aren't very good at all. Fish and fish derivatives, I don't really know what derivatives those are because they don't tell you. It will change batch to batch. White fish, which is 14%, which is okay. We know it's white fish. And then we get into cereals, oils and fats, and chicken 4%. So 4% cereals, 4% chicken, and fish derivatives. Those are two vague ingredients. We would like manufacturers to put their dollars where their mouth is and give us certainty around dog ingredients, give us clarity around ingredients. The next one is the Pointer Milky Small Bones, and you get 400 grams for about £3, which is a bit of a bargain if you ask me. Now the ingredients are nothing short of another car crash. Cereals, we don't like cereals in pet food. Minerals, calcium carbonate, okay, 2%. Oils and fats, milk and milk derivatives. I'm not really sure what derivatives those are. Skim milk powder, 0.5%. Again, cereals, oils and fats, and milk derivatives. I don't have to tell you that these ingredients aren't the best for our dogs. On to the next one. Pedigree, these are the Dentastix. Dentastix are very, very common in dogs, and there are all sorts of different products. The main thing you need to know about dog tartar and buildup and dog's teeth is that dogs lack something called amylase, which is an enzyme that breaks down starches in the mouth. When me and you eat a starch, rice or bread or whatever, we start digesting it, breaking it down in the mouth. Dogs cannot break it down in the mouth because they don't have this enzyme. So anything we give our dogs that's starchy is going to build up tartar in their mouth. And so the ingredients for Dentastix are pretty subpar in my opinion. We get cereals, again, derivatives of vegetable origin, 2.3% minerals, sodium triphosphate, and meat and animal derivatives. What meat and what animal derivatives? Your guess is as good as mine. The next one is Royal Canin, and this is the urinary care dry cat food. Now again, cats are obligate carnivores. This means that they require 0 carbohydrates and 0 starches in their diet. If you think about your cat, their anatomy, their inherent carnivorous nature, they need to be fed a biologically appropriate diet. They need to be fed correctly. Now, Royal Canin wants you to feed your cat, and Jolly's wants you to feed your cat, dehydrated poultry protein, which is quite specific. We don't know what poultry means. We then get into maize, vegetable protein isolate, rice, wheat, animal fats. We don't know whether that's duck fat or chicken fat or beef fat. We don't know, they don't tell you. Vegetable fibers, maize gluten. They hydrolyze some animal proteins, maize flour. So a lot of these cat food actually is carbohydrate, is high glycemic carbohydrates that should not be anywhere near your cat. Yet this is a urinary care bag of dry cat food. It's a massive no from me. Another one is the Royal Canin, and these are the wet pouches. This says Chihuahua, but I am very sure others will be very similar. And we then get into rice, which is the first ingredient. The first ingredient should always be meat. Maize, I am not a fan of in pet food. Poultry protein, which is dried. Vegetable protein isolate. Animal fat, animal protein. Vegetable protein isolate, animal fat, quite unspecific. Hydrolyzed animal protein, okay, they break it down with water, hydrolyzation. Dried sugar beet pulp, lignocellulose, and other ingredients. But the main ingredients here are again rice, maize, poultry protein, which is very unspecific, animal fat is unspecific, hydrolyzed animal protein, and then we get into various tidbits. The last one we are going to do is the charcoal bones, and you get 10 kilos here for £30, which is absolute steal in my opinion. Now, they are a steal because you are mostly paying for cereals, oils and fats, minerals, and meat and animal derivatives. You get a very small amount of milled charcoal, which has beneficial traits for your dog's diet, but not with meat and animal derivatives, not with cereals, and not with oils and fats. Now, these are some products I wish we eradicated from the high street, and I would like eventually Jolly's to stop selling them. They don't have any place in our pets' diets. Cereals, sugars, dextrose, vegetable protein isolates, meat and animal derivatives, oils and fats. We see that a lot of those ingredients are the very cause of diabetes, pancreatitis, pruritus, any dermatitis, periodontal disease, which is rife, obesity among our pets, and less healthy dog and cat population means more angst amongst pet owners. And I would not want my dog or cat to be fed any of these items because we believe they are subpar and we do not think they are appropriate for any dog or cat. Now, I would like to ask you, why do you think they sell them? Are they just very, very popular and they will always be popular among the maybe people who haven't actually looked at the ingredients, or is there something else going on? Is there something else happening there? We would like to educate the consumer and to tell them that, hey, this is what you need to look out for. This is what you should be feeding your dog or cat. This is how they should eat in order for them to be happy and to live a very fulfilling life. We think that we can make a bit of a change in the pet food industry, and with your support, your likes, your subscribes and your comments, we can certainly do so. What do you think about these things from Jolly's? Do you have anything that you give your dog that you should not be giving your dog? What have you learned? Let me know down in the comments and I will see you in the next one.